Hey guys, it's Adrian here, the Canadian in a t-shirt, and this will be a very different kind of video. I was going back and forth and debating if I should even make this one. Up front, I'm not going to be teaching you anything today. It'll be a lot more unscripted and personal, and I'll be sharing numbers and things about my business that I have never shared before. I'll break down why I don't sell a course, scams, sponsorships, and how I actually make money on YouTube. There's a lot I want to get off my chest, so I hope you can bear with me. And at the end, I'll declare a social contract, a list of promises to you guys. I started this YouTube channel almost 7 years ago. It was purely a hobby, a passion project. 7 years later, I still love engaging with you guys and sharing the lessons I've learned. I hope you can feel my genuine enthusiasm through the camera. I never expected to make money off YouTube. To be honest, I started these videos just to teach my co-op students about investing. But as the years went on, my channel grew and it turned into an actual business. And for the past few years, it's been my full-time job. This is my career now. I never expected it, but I love it. This channel and this community is without a doubt the thing I am most proud of in my life. But it's a strange thing when you create something pure from the heart and then you start making money off of it. Look, I'm not complaining, but it can be a challenge to navigate that, at least for me. About 6 years ago, when my YouTube started taking off, I was at a crossroads, and I made a decision that I've stuck to ever since. I decided that I will never sell a course or put any of my lessons behind a paywall. I'm being honest, that was not an easy decision. I could have made a lot of money, and it was very tempting. It still is. People trust me and they want to hear what I have to say, so why not help them and profit at the same time? Well, I remember how tough it was when I first started investing, over a decade ago. Nowadays, we have YouTube and Instagram and Blossom to help beginners, but back then, there was nothing. I was on my own. Other than a few books from the library, I learned everything the hard way, made countless mistakes, and I wish there was someone I could ask for help. That's who I try to be. That's why I try to answer every question in the comments. I still spend 2 hours every day replying to comments. When I make a video, I'm not just talking to the camera, I'm talking to 20-year-old Adrian who's lost and doesn't know where to start. And there's no way 20-year-old Adrian could afford to pay $1,000 for a course. So yeah, I'd rather give my lessons away for free. I want to make an impact. I want to reach more Canadians and to help beginners across the board. Young kids fresh out of school, newcomers and immigrants like me and my family who don't know how taxes work here. That knowledge is freedom, and putting that behind a paywall, to me, it didn't feel right. Let's be real, I'm not a saint. That money is very tempting, but that wasn't my goal. I can make money in other ways. I never want to take money from my audience. Instead, I decided to teach lessons for free, and I'd find a way to earn money from the big banks and brokers. They can afford it. Let's be clear, there's nothing wrong with selling a course. Some of my close friends sell investing courses, and they provide incredible value. Brandon Beavis has been selling his investing academy for 8 years. It's a comprehensive wealth of knowledge. It covers everything. Hands down, it's worth the money. And there are more specialized courses like Humble Trader for day trading and BD Investing for active traders. These are my friends. I respect them, and their courses are absolutely worth the money. But you will see a lot of trash online. I won't say names, but I know a few experts who sell basic level courses on ETFs, and they charge $3,000 for it. Come on, that's BS. I call that taking advantage of your audience. That's the stuff I really hate. There are so many free resources out there, especially for beginners. If you're gonna pay for a course, you better get actual value. And that's why I decided to make this video now. There are so many scams and traps out there. Now you know, and you have my word. I will never sell a course. I will never sell a private WhatsApp group or a Discord. I'll never sell a crypto coin or any get-rich-quick scheme. All of my information is free. I do not sell anything. So if you see a picture of me selling you anything, that is a scam. That is not me. Please report them. I even had to pin a warning at the top of my Instagram account on how to spot these scammers. They're relentless, they're parasites, and I wish Instagram took it more seriously. I've even seen a couple of AI-generated videos of myself selling a scam. Please be careful, they're getting pretty convincing. Okay, I don't sell anything, so how do I make money on YouTube? I'll walk you through my income streams. I'll save sponsorships for the end. For most of my YouTube career, I never took sponsors. I only started it about 2 years ago, and I'll tell you why. With YouTube, I earn ad revenue based on how many views I get, and you might be surprised it's less money than you think. It fluctuates based on views, but I generally earn around $3,000 a month from YouTube, and this is before taxes. My take home will be less. I don't mean to brag, but it's a fact. I am one of the longest running and largest finance YouTubers in Canada, and even so, that's not enough money to live on. Sure, for larger creators, they'll make a lot more. Someone like Plain Bagel with 1 million subscribers. He's 5 times my size, so he probably makes 5 times as much, and he deserves it. He's the best. But for me, I'm not chasing a larger audience. I could double my size if I expand to the US, but that's not me. I'm the Canadian in a t-shirt. From day one, this channel was made for Canadians because back then we didn't have many Canadian voices. Watch this video where I give credit to the OG Canadian YouTubers that inspired me to start. So yeah, YouTube pays me about $3K a month, but it's actually half of that. Down here you see that half of my income comes from YouTube views, so 1,500, and the other half comes from my membership program. Those are my black thumbnail videos where I break down my portfolio and what stocks I'm buying every month. I've been running this membership program for over 5 years, but I didn't start it to make money. Sure, getting $1,500 a month certainly helps, but I actually did it to organize my YouTube channel. I want my videos to be evergreen, relevant, and useful for years down the line. But after hundreds of videos, how do you navigate them? That's why I care about organizing. I have curated playlists. I color code all of my thumbnails. And I didn't want to clutter my channel with monthly portfolio updates. Those videos have such a short shelf life. Years later, no one's gonna care what stocks I bought in October 2020. That's why I started the members only channel, a totally separate section for those people who are interested in monthly updates. Once in a while, I make these portfolio videos free for everyone, so check those out if you're curious. When I started this 5 years ago, I set the price at the lowest amount. $5 a month or $1 a week. And 5 years later, I've never raised the price. Like I said, I don't want to be taking money from you guys. That's not the goal. But yeah, I have about 500 members, some of whom have the gold or purple badges, meaning that they've been with me for over 5 years. I can't thank you enough. It means the world to me. But some quick math, 500 members, $5 a piece, and then of course, YouTube takes a 30% cut. So I earn about $1,700 a month from memberships. Okay, so far I'm earning $3K a month on YouTube. Not very impressive. Now, I could start chasing views to bump this up, but I don't want to do that. Instead, I got more creative with the business and I found a way to make money from the big banks, not from my audience. And that's affiliate marketing. It's basically a refer a friend bonus. I'll make videos about my favorite credit cards or brokerages like QUESTRADE, Wealthsimple, and MOOMOO, and then I'll include a referral link in the box down below. For example, when you sign up with QUESTRADE using my link, you get a $50 sign-up bonus, and QUESTRADE also pays me a $50 bonus. Everybody wins. But this is where the question of credibility comes in. Some companies pay more than others. As a YouTuber, that's an incentive to become biased. Example, Wealthsimple, they pay the most out of everyone. QUESTRADE pays me $50 for new clients, but Wealthsimple pays me $75. That's 50% more revenue for me. Now, if I was greedy and I wanted to maximize profits, I would only promote Wealthsimple. Every video I make, I tell you that they're the best platform and you have to use them, but that's not true. I love Wealthsimple. They're fantastic, especially for beginners, but they're not the best. They're very expensive when it comes to US investing. I've made several videos covering that point. I don't want you guys to lose money, and I'm not going to lie to my audience to make a quick buck. I'm going to give honest criticism when it's due, even if it costs me potential income. My integrity, my credibility, and the trust you place in me, I take that very seriously. I would never jeopardize that for a paycheck. To finish the point, I promise I'm not just picking on Wealthsimple. The same applies to all of them. There's no such thing as the best. Each brokerage has pros and cons. That's why I use a combination of all 3 platforms, Wealthsimple, QUESTRADE, and MOOMOO. That saves me money, and I encourage you guys to do the same. Plus, if you sign up to all 3, I get 3 times the paycheck. I'm kidding, but that's actually true. I told you, I won't lie to you guys. So, affiliate marketing has been my biggest source of income, but it fluctuates like crazy. It's very unreliable. Some months I've made $10,000. Other months I'll only make $200. It's very unpredictable, but after 7 years, it's definitely been slowing down and drying up. Here's why. It's always a one-time payment. That $50 bonus from QUESTRADE, I only get that once, when you open an account for the first time. I could make 100 videos on QUESTRADE and you could watch all 100 of them, but I don't make any money from that. You're already a customer. You can't open a new account again. It's a one-time deal. From the affiliate side of things, I really don't make any money from my existing viewers. I love you guys, but that's the truth. I only make money when a new viewer comes on board and uses my link. But after 7 years and hundreds of videos, that pool is drying up. If you're interested in investing, you've probably already signed up, either with my link or someone else's. Sure, there's always going to be new kids growing up and new Canadians moving here, but you get what I mean. My affiliate income definitely peaked in the COVID years. 2020, 2021. That's when a whole ton of people started investing for the first time. And I'm telling you, I've seen a steady decline every year since. It got to the point around 2023 where I was legitimately worried. I was still getting hundreds of thousands of views and I loved making videos, but the money wasn't there anymore. My friends know how frugal and minimalist I am. I live on a budget, so trust me when I say, if I'm worried about paying the bills, it's a serious problem. To be honest, I was very close to giving up on YouTube and going back to work as an AI engineer. That was a tough period. I love YouTube. I had sacrificed years of my life to build this, and the idea of giving it up or letting it die, that was devastating. So I reached out to Brandon Beavis, who's always been my mentor on YouTube, and he knew exactly what I was going through. He'd been in the same boat. I gotta give huge credit to Brandon. Back then, we weren't friends yet. If anything, I was his main competitor in the Canadian finance space, so he didn't have to help me, but he did. We talked for about 2 hours, and he was super transparent about his business, and he was the one that opened my eyes to the idea of sponsorships. I was proud of the fact that I had never taken on a sponsorship. I had never been paid to make a video. Brandon felt the same way, but he told me at this point, his business wouldn't survive without sponsorships. And he was right, because that saved my business. You should watch Brandon's video talking about the realities of sponsorships. It's definitely worth a watch. But yeah, with YouTube paying very little, affiliate income drying up, and since I didn't want to sell a course, sponsorships were the only way to make money and stay afloat. But again, I would never sacrifice my authenticity, so I made a promise to myself and to you guys that I would be extremely selective. I would never promote any service that I don't personally use. That's rule number 1, and you could write it in stone. That will never change. I'm going to share the story because I feel a lot of you don't know how sponsorships really work. I run a YouTube channel, and even I didn't know back then. My very first sponsorship was a perfect match. It was with QUESTRADE to promote the launch of the new FHSA account. It went really well. I was worried that they would restrict me, what I can or can't say. But no, I had total freedom. They didn't hand me a script to read. I would never accept that. Like any other video, I did the research. I wrote the script in my words, and I shared my true thoughts. The only difference was I needed them to approve the script before filming. And these were tiny changes, replacing words like always with most of the time. Using softer language and avoiding absolutes. That was it. It was still my voice, natural and authentic. And the video did really well. It got 90,000 views. But for me, I didn't have any stress or performance anxiety anymore. I wasn't dependent on views to earn money. With the sponsorship, I was paid a set amount to produce that video. For legal reasons, I can't share that amount, but it was generous. Way more than I was earning from YouTube and affiliates. It gave me enormous peace of mind, something I never had for years. Just knowing that I can count on this money, guaranteed. Unless you run a business, it's hard to understand that state of constant stress and fear. As an entrepreneur, you don't get a steady paycheck. There's no safety net. You're on your own. For years, I felt like I was always at the mercy of the algorithm, fighting for survival. Even worse when I saw my income decline month after month. But with this guaranteed paycheck, it was liberating. It gave me flexibility and freedom. I didn't have to chase views anymore or trending topics. I can make the kind of videos that I want to make, even if I know they won't go viral. They wouldn't make me money, but they would provide value to my audience. Here's a video I'm very proud of, breaking down a little known tax tip. There's no way this would go viral. Nobody's gonna search on YouTube T1213 RSP form. No way. I knew this video wasn't gonna make me money, but I'm glad I made it. And now 50,000 people have learned from it and it will save them money. That's how I think of sponsorships now. They give me peace of mind and let me focus on the passion, not just the dollars. But like I said before, you have to do them the right way. You have to be sincere and honest. And that's what I try to be. I want to clear this up. On YouTube, sponsorships are nothing like what you see in sports, where Michael Jordan will sign a 20-year exclusive contract with Nike. No, on YouTube, each contract is for one video and one video only. Example, I did a sponsored video with MOOMOO back in December. I'm only being paid to make that one video, and that's where their jurisdiction ends. They have nothing to do with the rest of my channel. The rest of my videos, I can say or do whatever I want. So this is my promise to you guys, a social contract, and if you ever see me break these rules, I want you to hold me accountable. Rule number 1, I will never promote a service that I don't personally use. I practice what I preach. As of now, I only have 3 sponsors: QUESTRADE, BMO ETFs, and MOOMOO. QUESTRADE and BMO I've been investing with for a decade. MOOMOO is new to Canada, but I've been using them for 2 years now, and they're a great platform, especially with their super low US conversion fees. I tested them out for 6 months before I felt comfortable promoting them. Even without a sponsorship, I would use them and I'd recommend them to you. Believe me, I've gotten offers from all the other brokers. They're not for me, and no amount of money is going to change that. My credibility is not for sale. Rule number 2, I will always disclose a paid sponsorship within the first 30 or 60 seconds. I'll never lie to you guys or try to hide it. If I was paid to make this video, I'll explicitly say it, verbally and in the description. Rule number 3, I'll never be paid to say something I don't believe in. I'll never read from a corporate script. If I say something, I wrote it and I meant it. Rule number 4, I'll never be paid to promote a stock. Also, I'll never recommend a stock that I don't own myself. I put my money where my mouth is. Watch out for paid stock promotion. They're usually super risky IPOs, and most of the time, they're pump and dumps. About 6 years ago, I was offered a couple thousand to promote very good butchers to my audience. Look at their stock. Lots of influencers pumped it up, and now they're bankrupt. Rule number 5, every video I make will have real value, even the sponsored ones. It will never be just an ad. I'll always try to teach a lesson or provide analysis, and then combine that with promoting the brand. It's a tough balancing act, but I try my best. Number 6, this isn't a rule, more of a guideline. I get it, most of us don't like sponsored videos. I need sponsorships to keep the channel running, but I don't want to overdo it. It's annoying when every other video is sponsored, and I agree. On my channel, I try my best to space them out, every 2 or 3 months. But sometimes the schedule is out of my hands. They have corporate deadlines, promotional periods, and the dates are fixed. So if you see 2 sponsored videos, one after another, I do apologize. I try my best to avoid it, but it's not always possible. Well, that was longer than I expected, but thank you for hearing me out. Like I said, I didn't get into YouTube for the money. It was always a passion project, and I love it. But at the same time, I am running a business, so I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. So thanks everyone, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of The Canadian in a T-Shirt. Bye guys.